Mr. Speaker, and my colleague, Congressman Todd Rokita, for arranging this special order to talk about the House budget released today, titled A Balanced Budget for a Stronger America. As a freshman member of the House Budget Committee and the representative of West Virginia on the committee, I worked to deliver on West Virginia priorities in the House budget. The first of these priorities is to balance the federal budget. It is totally unacceptable for West Virginians and all Americans to live within their means while the federal government allows spending and debt to run rampant. While the House budget released today is not perfect, it balances, unlike the president's budget. As you can see right here, it's a 10-year budget cycle. Ours balances in year 9. The president's budget, not only does it not balance, it creates more debt and deficit each and every year as you go along. We don't have a partner to work with in the federal, at the administrative level in the president's office to balance the budget. We had to do this on our own because the American people demand and deserve a balanced budget. It's only the right thing to do. And partisan statement, as I traveled my state and my district last year, I heard from everybody, Republican or Democrat, that they want a balanced budget. This puts us on path to do that. I also successfully led 3 budget proposals through the committee process, and each are now included in the final House budget released today. The first 2 will stop the president's war on coal in its tracks, and the third cuts unnecessary federal spending. The first proposal stops the administration's efforts to close coal-fired power plants. We simply did this by eliminating any funding for the development and implementation of new ozone standard regulations by the Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA. The coal industry has already spent billions of dollars over the last few years coming into compliance with previous ozone standard rules. But the president's EPA is expected to release new ozone standards anyway, designed intentionally to shutter coal plants. The president and his radical environmentalist allies fail to recognize that many states still rely on coal to provide energy at affordable household prices. Over 90% of West Virginia households rely on coal for affordable, reliable energy. Recent estimates say implementation of the president's new rule would cost over 10,000 jobs in West Virginia. The second proposal I secured in the House budget to stop the president's war on coal was to prevent funding for a new stream buffer rule from the Department of the Interior. Now, the administration has already spent over $7 million writing this rule, designed to allow the administration to claim regulatory jurisdiction within 100 feet of anything they deem to be a stream. That dubious proposition would allow federal regulators to shut down surface mining operations in almost every region of West Virginia with the stroke of a pen. That's not how we make laws. Some studies estimate that federal and state governments will lose $4 to $5 billion of tax revenue if it isn't enacted, and the coal industry would lose $14 to $20 billion of revenue and as many as 85,000 jobs in our region. Stopping the war on coal is good policy for hardworking West Virginia taxpayers and good policy for our nation. We must continue to pursue an all-of-the-above energy approach to secure energy independence and grow our economy. I'm proud of this budget's rejection of discrimination against certain forms of energy production, such as coal, which the president deems to not be politically correct. To cut federal waste, my third proposal defunds the Legal Services Corporation, an agency which operates far outside its original mandate after decades absent of any congressional oversight. Defunding the Legal Services Corporation is a proposal supported by both the Congressional Budget Office and the Heritage Foundation. Instead of providing legal services to the poor, as is its mandate, the organization has been used to advance pro-abortion and politically ideological policies, as well as increase spending on welfare. Defunding this organization would remove a federal agency operating outside of its mandate and would also save taxpayers millions of dollars. I am proud these proposals were included in the House budget to stop the President's assault on energy jobs and cut waste from the federal government. I look forward to continuing to fight for West Virginia priorities as the budget process continues. With real solutions, we can restore fiscal conservatism to Washington and foster economic prosperity for our nation. I yield back.